Hello and welcome to World Talks on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. China and Pakistan are reinforcing what they call an all-weather partnership as Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif meets President Xi Jinping in Beijing. The talks span economics, security and mediation in Middle East tensions, highlighting deep strategic alignment and raising questions about regional balance and global power dynamics. Joining us to explore the intricacies of the visit, we are joined by Maciej Kozłowski. He's former Polish ambassador to Israel. Mr. Ambassador, welcome back to TVP World. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so the Pakistani Prime Minister is in China. Tell us how you interpret this visit. Why is it happening? What do we expect to see from it?
Well, it's a series of visits. First we had Donald Trump, then we have Putin, and now we have the Pakistani president. So it's a series of visits which shows the rise of the importance of China in global politics. You could say that the vassals are coming to the sovereign. It is some kind. China is, of course, playing its cards very carefully, in a sense that they try that the visitors keep their face, But the result is obvious. That
right.
China is not now a center of power.
Right. Okay. So the relationship is described as a strategic partnership, all-weather strategic partnership. What does that mean? Well,
in diplomatic language, it's kind of a... there are close relations, but we had strategic relationship with Israel. We had strategic relationship with many countries. It's sort of a diplomatic new speech. The fact is that China is playing the global role, and Pakistan, as one of the nuclear powers, it's a part of this global system. And obviously, Pakistan now mediating in the Iran-Israeli-American war is a very important country, because that is something which now is a focus of the world because of the oil prices, because of the whole, I would say, economic turmoil. The end of this war, because now we have only the ceasefire, which will expire soon, means the cheaper oil prices, means the returning to the normal. It's still, Middle East is not in a normal state.
Right. I want to come to Pakistan's role in the mediation in the war between Iran, the US and Israel. But before we get there, I want to talk about the economic aspects of this visit. Now, they agreed a number of economic deals, including the China-Pakistan corridor, economics corridor number 2, which basically means China is investing in Pakistan's economy rather than purely infrastructure, which was part 1. Why is China doing? What's in it for China?
I think the China wants to keep its presence all over the world. It's starting to be a global power. It has interest in Africa, it has interest in Latin America, and obviously it has interest in Asia, in the Central Asia. As we know, there were the tensions between India and China, and Pakistan is the counterpart. So I think that the strengthening of these ties is showing who is sort of distributing cards in the world, and especially in this part of the world, because Pakistan plays an important role in Central Asia, but also in the Middle East.
Right. Well, let's talk about the Middle East then. Pakistan is mediating talks between the US, Israel and Iran. As you say, the ceasefire is due to expire. How would you assess Pakistan's role as mediator?
I think it plays its cards well. There is no resuming of hostilities. There were threats by Donald Trump, but they never materialized. Mostly, I think, because of the pressure of the other Middle Eastern countries, especially Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Now Qatar joined this mediation. It was very important because one of the prerequisites which Iran demands, it's unfreezing of its assets, which are held in Qatar. And that is very important. If that happens, probably Iran will give once again a token to save the face for Trump. And this token might be this nuclear material, which probably will be moved to Pakistan, and that it will be, I think, the end result of this war. And once again, the role of Pakistan as a holder of this uranium and the successful mediator will rise. And I think that China understands this role of Pakistan.
I see. What is the role of China then in this dynamic?
Well, I think that China wanted to be present in the Middle East. They invested heavily in the Middle East. Finally, they didn't succeed as in other parts of the world because the Middle East do not need money, do not need, I mean, this part of the Middle East, other parts needs desperately, but the Gulf states, especially Saudi Arabia, Emirates, Qatar, is the last thing they need is money or the economic cooperation, because for that they have other partners. But the raising role of China, as we said before, is very important because China will be also kind of a part of a new world order which is just being created now.
Right. Well, it's a very interesting phrase, and I want to go into a bit more depth on that. You talk about a new world order. What does that mean? Are we talking economic, military, and who's involved?
Well, everybody's involved because after the end of the Cold War, it seemed that America will be the only superpower and the other countries will be sort of living in Pax Americana. And that ended. That ended in a drastic way, and it was now we have, I would say, two major powers, which is China and America, because Russia is no longer a major power, neither economically nor militarily, as it has been proven in Ukraine. But we have the, I would say, secondary powers, and here we have Pakistan, here we have India, here we have Gulf states, which are militarily very weak, but economically are giants.
Right.
So we will see the new order with new players, and obviously China is trying to take the central role in this new order. That is my reading of the China politics for the last, I would say, 10 years. Trying all the options open.
Understood.
Inviting Trump, but invited Putin next week.
Right. Now, which way are the other, you call them the secondary economies like India, which way are they going to align? Because, of course, you've got America on one side and China, putting it simply, on the other. How, are they going to try and stay in the middle, or are they going to have to take sides?
You mean who?
The India, the Gulf states and so on. Are they going to have to move one way or the other?
I think they will try to sort of find a niche in this new order, because obviously the Gulf states will never be military power for many reasons. One of them is demography. They do not have enough manpower, let us say. Now, of course, it's more the technology which fights, not the people, but you cannot fight a war without
the people. Ambassador, unfortunately, we're going to have to end it there, but thank you, as always, for coming along and sharing your analysis with our audience.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
That brings us to the end of this episode of World Talks. Don't go away, lots more coming up. Goodbye.